I clearly see that you all don't give Jaron Boots Ennis the same respect, the same go-getter mentality that y'all did for Terrence Crawford. And I'm going to prove it. Let's talk.
Straighter, not a roundhouse right hand. And that's what we've been talking about. The straight shot is the one where he gets leverage on it.
I don't want to kill
Pull
somebody
back
for
a little bit.
seconds.
Nah, I want a body on my record.
Now, I want to see you fight motherfuckers. I do. All right, I'm with you. I'm with you. As long as you're trying to fight the great, the best competition.
When Terrence Crawford was at 140, Terrence Crawford had one belt, WBO belt. That's all he had. That's all he had. They were asking this man about Errol Spence. He got the WBO, the WBC title. They were asking this man about Errol Spence. That was the thing. Errol Spence, Errol Spence, Errol Spence. Terrence Crawford told you guys a blatant lie. A blatant lie. The man said he was calling out Errol Spence and all the top guys since he was at 140. That is a blatant lie. A blatant lie. I've already proved that he was lying. Already proved it. After every interview, every time they asked him, this man was not calling out no Errol Spence at all. At all. But that's neither here nor there. That's not even the thing. He was trying to fight Pacquiao. He wanted Keith Thurman. Those are the guys he wanted. Keith Thurman and Pacquiao. He didn't want no Errol Spence. He wanted Keith Thurman and Pacquiao. Because he believed that Keith Thurman and Pacquiao were the top guys at 147. So that's what he believed. So that's who he wanted to fight. I got no beef with him wanting to fight. I was on his side. The videos are still up to prove it. This man was calling for Keith Thurman. This man was calling for Manny Pacquiao. Now, his moves to get those fights is a whole different story, but he was calling for the smoke. He wanted to smoke with Keith Thurman. He wanted to smoke with Manny Pacquiao. 100% wanted to smoke. Again, his diva moves to get those fights, that's a whole different story, but he did want the smoke. He did. He just wanted it on his terms and in his way and stuff like that, but he definitely wanted the smoke. Everybody was like, oh man, Bud's trying to get the smoke with Keith Thurman. When it came to Pacquiao, it was a different story. You know, they were crying, saying that Bud got to move up to 147. Who does Bud think he is? Bud can't say call for Pacquiao. Who is Bud? Bud ain't nobody to Pacquiao. He got to move to 147. He can't tell Pacquiao to go to 140, although he never told Pacquiao to go to 140. No, he never told him that. He said he'll go to 147 to fight Manny Pacquiao. Yeah, he never one time said he won't go to 47. He never said that. But that's what Pactards and weirdos ran with. Oh, Bud he can't even mention his name. Who is Bud? Yeah, like who is Bud to mention? Who is Bud to mention? What's in Pacquiao's name? Who is he? Well, Bud was trying to fight Pacquiao. Bud said he wanted to fight that man. He said he's willing to fight that man, willing to go up and fight him. At 140, this is what Bud said. He's willing to go up and fight Manny Pacquiao. He's got no problem fighting Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao never sent him an offer. He never sent him an offer at all. Now, if you flip the script on this, I know for an absolute fact that Jaron Boots Ennis called out Terrence Crawford. I know for an absolute fact that Jaron Boots Ennis is willing to go to 154 and fight Terrence Crawford. For an absolute fact. He said it in the ring after the fight. After he fought and defended against David Avenetian, he said it in the ring. He was asked about fighting Terrence Crawford at 154, and he said, let's get it. Anybody in my weight class or around my weight class, let's get it. That's what he said. He is down for all those fights. All of them. That's what he said. Anybody in my weight class or around my weight class. That is what Jaron Boots Ennis said in the ring after the fight. When they asked him about Terrence Crawford, he said, let's get it. Let's get it, Terrence Crawford. Let's make it happen. And he was met with nothing but slander. Nothing but he's been degraded and downed. Bro, this man has been crucified. But y'all didn't crucify Terrence Crawford when Terrence Crawford was calling out, saying that he'll move up to fight Keith Thurman. When Terrence Crawford was lying, saying he called out Errol Spence, and everybody was saying Errol Spence was ducking Terrence Crawford when Terrence Crawford was at 140. Nobody was running around here talking about Terrence Crawford's in a different weight class. Nobody. There's not one person saying, come on, man, Terrence Crawford, you fight at 140. Errol fights at 147. Man, nobody said this, bro. Nobody was stopping none of these fights from happening, bro. It's weird that right now, people are now going at Jerome Boots Ennis saying, oh, Jerome Boots Ennis needs to move to 154. Boots got to move to 154. Why don't he move to 154? I don't want to hear nothing from Boots unless Boots goes to 154. Boots is ducking. Boots is ducking because Boots won't go to 154. If he really wants to fight Terrence Crawford, why don't he go to 154? The irony and the hypocrisy of this is y'all was all on Bud's nuts calling for Pacquiao. Y'all was riding with this man. Oh, he wants to fight Pacquiao. He's willing to fight Pacquiao. He wants to fight Pacquiao. Pacquiao's ducking. Matter of fact, you said Pacquiao was ducking. You said Manny Pacquiao was ducking Terrence Crawford. The dude that fights at 147 was ducking the guy that fights at 140. You said Errol Spence was ducking a guy who fights at 140. That's what you guys said. How ironic that the same people are now saying, oh man, if Boots really wants to fight, Boots need to move to 54. Boots is ducking. Canelo's ducking. Everybody is ducking Bud. Canelo, who is 2 weight classes above this man, is supposedly ducking this guy. Boots, who they were in the same weight class. Terrence Crawford left his weight class. He left it. He left the division. He did not have to leave the division at all. He could have stayed right there. He could have stayed in the division, bro. He did not have to leave. There was still smoke in the division. Jerron Boots Ennis. You have to go nowhere. But y'all don't give Boots the same energy y'all gave Bud. Yeah, when Bud was calling for Manny Pacquiao and Keith Thurman, y'all guys was with it. Them guys is ducking. They don't want no smoke. But he was at 140. He wasn't even undisputed yet. He said it himself. Well, you know, I've been calling for these guys. Even when I was at 140, I was calling for these guys. Bro, he's calling for Canelo now. And you guys are saying Canelo is ducking. Listen, bro, Terrence Bud Crawford is a phenomenal fighter. One of the best in the world. But, bro, how does he have a different standard than everybody else? So he's at smaller weight classes and can call out bigger guys. And the bigger guys, if they don't fight him on his terms and when he wants, then they're ducking him. But if smaller guys call him out, then all of a sudden weight classes matter. Come on, man. Gary Russell called this guy out, man. Gary Russell, 3 weight classes below him, man. Come on, man. That wasn't real. That's not real. Gary Russell called this man out for a fight. That's not real. Gary Russell fights at 126. That's 130, 135, 140. Gary Russell fight. That's 3-4 weight. That's not real. He's too small. That's not real. But Terrence Crawford is calling out Canelo Alvarez. He was calling out Canelo Alvarez at 147. Canelo Alvarez was fighting at 175. He's got fights at 170. The man almost had a fight at cruiserweight against MacBook Air. Yes. He's got fights. He's got a title. He's got the WBO title at 175. He beat Sergey Kovalev. You're fighting at 47. How many weight classes is that? How many weight classes? 54, 60, 68, 75. Okay. Gary Russell was fighting at 26, 30, 35, 40, 47. It's the same 4 weight classes. But Gary, oh man, Gary, man, come on, man. Gary too small. Gary wasn't serious. Gary's not real. He's not real about that conversation. He wasn't real calling out Bud. That wasn't a real call out. Come on, man. You gotta get serious, man. They're 4 weight classes apart. Well, what is Terrence Crawford, bro? Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. So what? Now they're only 3 weight classes apart now, so it's a difference? This is his first fight at 54. His very first fight. You guys have different standards for these guys. And now Boots was in the same weight class as this man. The same weight class. This man telling Errol Spence to fight his mandatory. He always fights his mandatory. And then when Boots became his mandatory, he did not fight his mandatory. That's the very first mandatory in Terrence Crawford's entire career he didn't fight. The very first one. The very first. And you guys done changed the whole thing for this now. His accolades. So that means he can fight who he wants. And then you'll get mad at Canelo for fighting who he wants. This is fucking crazy to me, bro. This man, bro. Terrence Crawford is a white man. Terrence Crawford is a white man. That is a white man, bro. That is an absolute white man. That's a white man. And y'all treat this dude like a straight white man. Terrence Crawford has white privilege. This dude got white privilege, bro. This is straight bonkers to me. Straight fucking bonkers to me. This man has the best of both worlds like a motherfucker. You say something, if you're a black man and you criticize him, all of a sudden, it be your own people, man. It be your own people. But then he can go out and shit on all other black people and nobody cares. So he can do shit and say he's calling out fighters from smaller weight classes and those guys in bigger weight classes are ducking. But if somebody in a smaller weight class calls him out, it's not a real call out. They're too small. What the fuck is you talking about, bro? He's lucky Lomachenko didn't call him out. That's what he's lucky, bro. He's lucky Loma didn't call him out. Because if Loma called this man out, man, he's finished. They can't protect him from Lomachenko. They can't protect this man from Lomachenko. He's done. He's lucky Loma didn't call him out. He is lucky. He's lucky Golovkin didn't call him out. Yeah, he's lucky Golovkin didn't have one more in the chamber and let me call out Budrick. He's lucky, bro. Man, they would have dragged this man bad as hell. And they always talking about, oh, man, everybody always hating on Bud. Who's hating on Bud? Man, Bud gets the benefit of the doubt in everything. To include a fucking coin flip. This nigga gets the benefit of the doubt in everything. In anything, he gets the benefit of the doubt. Motherfucker talk about, if I would have, just imagine, if I would have got knocked down 2 times, I would have lost. You did lose. And so did Virgil Ortiz. Y'all both lost. Got the benefit of the doubt in that fight, too. Terrence Crawford got white privilege, bro. This nigga got straight white. This nigga's a white man. He got white privilege. Dead ass got white privilege. I'm sitting here looking at this nigga like. So you're calling out Canelo Alvarez, multiple weight classes above you, and that's okay to do. Canelo's ducking you. But Boots Ennis, who was in the same weight class as you left the weight class that he was in. You never defended not one undisputed crown. This man has never defended undisputed. Never. He has never defended undisputed. Never. Not once in his career. Not once. Not once. Not once. He has never defended undisputed. Ever. He's won it and vacated it immediately. He's never defended it. He's get zero flack for that. Zero. It's like, bro, so you got undisputed, so you're not even going to defend it at all? Bro, we literally fight motherfuckers so that you can get an opportunity to be undisputed. We fight motherfuckers so other fighters can get an opportunity to be undisputed. You get it and throw it away as soon as you get it. And then blame everybody else. Oh, come on, BF. He wasn't. Come on, man. He would have destroyed Sergey Lipinus, man. He would have knocked him out. I don't give a fuck if he would have knocked him out. It's a defense of undisputed. Something he's never done, and that was his mandatory. Oh, come on, BF, man. He did everything he had to do at 140, man. He did everything he had to do. We on the bigger and better things. Then you get to 147, and now you got Boots right there, and it's, oh, man, we looking for 154, though. We looking for 154. Notice people ain't saying we did everything we need to do. Yeah, they ain't saying that when it comes to 147. Because he didn't do everything he needs to do at all. There is still food right there. There's meat on the bone. Pause. Jerome Boots Ennis is still there. He was there before y'all fought. He was the guy that they was trying to say Errol Spence needs to fight Boots. Errol Spence and Boots. Errol needs to fight his mandatory because they didn't want Errol Spence to fight Terrence Crawford because they were scared of that fight. They didn't want it. Oh, you gotta fight your mandatory. Fight your mandatory. Watch fight your mandatory. Fight your mandatory. Like, bro, like, are you fucking kidding me, bro? This man has straight white privilege. And now he's sitting here at 154 in his very first fight where he lost. They're not pushing him to do a rematch, bro. They're not pushing for it. They're talking. This man won clearly. Bro, they're sitting here saying that McDoordash didn't throw no punches for the first 3 or 4 rounds. What are you talking about? What do you mean he didn't throw no punches? Yes, he did. He threw more than Terrence Crawford. What is you niggas talking about, bro? What do you mean he didn't throw more punches? I mean, he didn't throw no punches. What fight were y'all watching, bro? He didn't do anything for the first 3 rounds. He was just throwing feints. He's got to do more. What are you talking about? Why does the champion have to do more for the challenger? No, the challenger has to do more. What are y'all talking about? This man has straight white privilege, bro. Straight, pure white privilege. I'm just sitting here like, bro, am I hearing this correctly? The champion has to do more to defend off the challenger. So the challenger is not throwing anything, but the champion, even Sambo Bradley out here doing it. McDoordash, he normally fights. He normally goes in there and throws way more punches. Who cares what he normally does? Who cares? He is the champion. All he has to do is defend his title. It is Terrence Crawford who has to do something abnormal. He's the one that's got to go out there and take the belt from the champion. He's the one to go out there. He did not do it. But yet we're out here saying 7-4, 7-5, 8-4. What is you talking about, bro? What are y'all talking about? 7-5, 8-4? What is y'all talking about? This man lost that fight. But yet you would have thought that he was the white man. He was the white champion. You would have thought that. Because this thing got straight white privilege. This is bonkers to me, bro. Straight fucking bonkers to me. I'm like, y'all treat Terrence Crawford as if this is a white man. That's how y'all treat him. That's how y'all act to him. That's how y'all talk like he's a white man. You can't talk about him. Because if you talk about him and you're a black man, talk about Terrence Crawford, oh, it be your own people, man. I can't believe. See, why you going at Terrence Crawford? Well, see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Then if you're a white man, they all praise him. Most of them praise that dude. So, they praise him. They don't praise him for his skills. They praise him because he beat Errol Spence. Point blank and period. They don't praise him for nothing else. He beat Errol Spence. That's good enough. That's what they praise him for. They don't praise him for his skills. He beat Errol. Errol was the guy they hated. Terrence Crawford beat the guy they hated. He good with us. We got him some good pig feets. Come on down and get some of these good slops. You ain't got to work in the fields. Come on back. You can sweep my porch and we good to go. I'm going outside and see my boy out there and I got you some good. There's some meat still on the end of these chicken bones for you, bud. Ass nigga. This blows my mind. I'm totally blown away. I'm totally blown away at the amount of passes that this dude gets. The amount of passes. You would think he's Lomachenko. That's what you would think. This man is Lomachenko. Pick and choose which champions he wants to fight and then say the other ones is ducking him. You just pick and choose, man. Yeah, well, they say Errol Spence is the guy, so let me not fight him right away. I'm not going to. Danny Garcia, I mean, we're 1-1 in the amateurs, so let me not fight him right away. I say I want Keith Thurman, I'm not going to get into the WBA rankings. Yeah, I'm not going to do that, but I say I want Keith Thurman. And I can literally get into the WBA rankings. I can become the WBA regular champion and then force the WBA to unify with me and Keith Thurman. But I ain't going to do that. I'm going to go to the WBO route because it's the easy route. I don't ever remember this man calling out Jeff Horn. Ever. But he called out Keith Thurman and called out Manny Pacquiao. And then fought Jeff Horn. And then they say, oh, well, BF, Jeff Horn beat Manny Pacquiao. So what? He could have still fought Manny Pacquiao. Jeff Horn wasn't going nowhere. Why didn't he fight Manny Pacquiao? He could have still fought Pacquiao. He could have moved up to 147 and still fought Pacquiao. Pacquiao wasn't off the table. He could still fought that man. And then fought Jeff Horn after he fought Pacquiao. He did all these things. Whatever. Y'all don't even care, bro. Because that man got white privilege. There's a whole different set of rules for that dude than it is for Jerome Boutennis, Errol Spence, or anybody else. That man has a whole different set of rules. He's got a different set of rules than Canelo Alvarez. This man might as well start fighting at his own weight class. He might as well, bro. Because Canelo Alvarez is a duck. Canelo Alvarez is supposedly ducking a guy who is 3 weight classes below him. He's supposedly ducking this guy. But yet, when Gary Russell was 3 weight classes below Terrence Crawford was not ducking him, even though Gary Russell was calling him out. Terrence Crawford is not calling out Jerron Boots, and Terrence Crawford is not ducking Boots, but he left the weight class that Boots was in. And Boots is calling him out and been calling him out. And y'all moved the whole goalpost. Oh no, Boots ain't calling out Bud. He was only calling out Errol. And then I prove to you, I show you video proof of Jerron Boots Ennis calling out both Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. I show you video proof, and you just skate past it. Oh man, that don't mean nothing. He wrong. He really, now all of a sudden y'all are in his head. He really only wants Errol. To be honest, he really only wants Errol. Well, if he really only wanted Errol, why isn't he calling out Errol right now? Why isn't he calling out the winner of Errol Spence Fundora? He's calling out Terrence Crawford by name, verbatim, by name. I have not heard this man say, I want the Errol Spence Fundora winner. I want Errol Spence right now. No, he said, I want Terrence Crawford. Let's get it. Let's make it happen. That's what he said. Oh, but BF, when they asked him, they doubled down and asked him, and BF, he said he wants to become undisputed at 147. But well, this nigga, Terrence Crawford, just dropped the belt, the WBO belt. I don't even know if he dropped the WBA belt, but I know he dropped the WBO just now, today. There was no reason for him to have this belt all this time. We really could be talking about Brian Norman and motherfucking Jerron Boots Ennis. But Brian Norman was not the champion. Terrence Crawford was. Now Brian Norman is a champion. This man got white privilege in the motherfucker, but whatever, bro. BFTB, man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. And I'm out.